How is everybody doing? You guys are putting me on the spot after speaking. After speaking the mis- After speaking. Sorry, this is my first time doing this, so I don't have a lot of experience. Sorry about that. And I hope I can speak as eloquently as Mr. President. 164 years of experience, so that's a good experience right there. I was asked to speak about our experiences and since coming to Bard, how we came here, and the value of education, how important it is coming from a place like Afghanistan. But I would first like to take this opportunity to say how grateful I and my peers from Afghanistan really are, how grateful we are to Bard and the organizations that have been involved in our transition to Bard communities. But first, let me congratulate my dear fellow Afghans, my brothers and my sisters who have been here in the United States, who have been here at Bard, who have been here at other academic institutions across the US. After the August of 2021, we were at risk of not being able to complete our education, as you're all aware. But at those hard times, Bard stepped up, as President Bardstein also said. With its limited resources, they were able to help a lot of Afghan students, a lot of refugee students, and they became a prime example of how an institution could help change the people's lives. Here at Bard, we not only found ourselves, we found a place we could call a second home for us. We fostered great friendships, made lifelong memories, and we found people who we could call soulmates. We made it so close to home, we became so close to each other, that a couple of our Afghan brothers actually got married here. That's very awesome, and kudos to Matlub, who is my best friend, and kudos to my other best friend who is actually married to him, Beheshta. She told me to specifically say her name. If I don't, she will tell me. So kudos to her and congratulations on your weddings, and also my other brother Fahim, who also got married here. Therefore, Bard became our second home. We made it feel like home. The staff involved during this transition, Jennifer, who at times questioned my own, I questioned my own beliefs, I questioned my kindness that I had. Jennifer was not only there as a staff, as a member of Bard community, she was also there for students when they needed emotional support, when they needed the love that they could not receive from their families while they were away from their families. The love that you have, Jennifer, for us, for the Afghan students during these 3.5 years, is nothing short of the love of a mother. So thank you so much. Tamara, who was here when we first transitioned, she's not working at Bard anymore, but she was involved in the team that we transitioned here to Bard. Abrar, who is always there, who is always smiling at us, who is always there to support the Afghan students. Thank you so much for your kindness and support. When I first came to Bard, it was January. It was the harsh New York winter, as you all know how harsh it can get here. And I wasn't used to the winter here. And I was trying to get into my room. I got my keys and I wasn't sure where to go. And then Abigail was like, let's get in my car. I will give you the ride. And she had a very old car, by the way. I hope you have a new car now. You do? Okay. Make sure Jonathan doesn't find out. I would like to also thank Aaron, who has been here as a pillar of support. Jonathan, who has been here since coming to Bard. He was involved with the Afghan students. Just a quick little short story about the coincidence of life. I had one of my friends who was attacked in her car and she died in Afghanistan. She graduated from AUCA. She got her degree in AUCA, and then she had her second degree from Bard in human rights. And when I was looking at her graduation photos, I saw Jonathan giving her the degree, and she was involved. So for me, it's a very strange moment to be able to pay my tribute to her and see Jonathan as well being involved in our transitions as well. So thank you, Jonathan, for everything that you're doing. I would also like Melin, Arubi, and others who made us feel at home and helped us integrate with the college and outside community, you all have our sincere gratitude and our respects. During the past 2.5 years of Bard, the Afghan students were welcomed with open arms and kindness. Every Afghan student felt a sense of belonging and hope during their transition here at Bard. So thank you to all who have been involved with us since coming here. It's also unfair not to use this opportunity to thank the leadership at the American University of Afghanistan, Dr. Arnie, President Beckford, and others, national and international staff who were there for the Afghan students during their hard times. Your remarkable leadership during the time of crisis is admirable. You not only worked day and night to help these Afghan students find new places where they can call a home, but you also sought opportunities across the United States for them to continue their education too. I truly admire your patience and your leadership during those hard times. So thank you so much. And to my Afghan friends who came here with us during this transition who are at Bard and other US institutions right now, I'm incredibly proud of you. And I'm going to say that again. I'm incredibly proud of you for who have you become. The strength you showed after starting over with almost nothing is remarkable. You not only restarted your own life, but you sought opportunities to help others. You helped your families back home, you raised charity, you helped victims of natural disasters in Afghanistan. You raised your voices against injustices and advocated for peace in education. You did all that while adjusting and getting used to a new place and a new culture. I admire your resilience and strength. May Allah give you all the success and peace that you want. To me, you symbolize hope, resilience, strength, and a future to truly look forward to. As a community at Bard and other institutions across the United States, you put aside your differences, you helped each other, shared our culture with the communities that you lived in, and gave a taste of our Afghan food to the communities. Guys, if you haven't tried that, try Afghan food. You will fall in love with it. You shared some of the little things that people were and are still blind to see, but you found beauty in them, and you did them anyway. So keep talking about your culture, your home, and be proud of where you come from. In Afghanistan, we have a saying, a lot of people are born and a lot of people are striving for greatness, but only few are lucky to be born Afghan. I always told my peers back home not to listen to people who are over 40. No offense to the people in the room who are 40. Zarwan being of them. I say this because the new generation of Afghans, they grew up with new ideas, new ways of connecting with the world. They wanted to explore the world in their own unique way, and they wanted to break the status quo. So to my Afghan friends, go out there, explore, learn, experience life, and do it yourselves. If you ever wanted to be a pilot, this is the place to do it. I know Kakarr wants to be a pilot. If you ever wanted to write a book about poetry, Faisal, who is not here and who is a very poetry enthusiast, just go and do it. Do it yourselves. Do it for the people who are back home. Sometimes as Afghans, we might seem overly ambitious, and the staff who were here might have realized that we might seem very overly ambitious in our approach towards grabbing opportunities. But that's what makes us driven. That's what makes us dedicated to positive change in education. And today, if these Afghan students at Bard and other US academic institutions can teach you anything, and when we ask what Afghanistan truly lost in the August of 2021, it's this: the young and dynamic generation of Afghans who wanted and still want to strive to work for the betterment of the Afghan society, whether through education or other opportunities. And education has not changed our lives here in the United States through these opportunities, but it also changed the lives of many Afghans back home too. And if I could summarize or capture the love of Afghans for education, it would be in the essence of this beautiful Pashto poem. It's maybe an essence of the poem. I'm not going to try to translate it. And the poem goes as: shared with us the knowledge that took you to the stars. And if we have nothing else to share with you, we will give you all the love that is in our hearts. Since coming to the United States, I've been asking my American and my international friends and classmates what actually education meant to them. And for most of them, what I found was it was a yellow school bus, picking them up in the morning, taking them to this big building with a lot of resources, a lot of teachers, books and things. Some things that we were proud of, some things that were scarce for us. And for them, that was education, going into a big building, coming back at home in the afternoon. But for us, growing up in a different environment, in a different country, in a different situation, the story was quite different. Just to share a quick little story from my grandfather that has been ingrained in my mind. Back in 2004 or 2005, I was visiting my native village in Kakarr province. And my father, who was working in the city, has sent us a letter. And my grandpa came one day running with this letter on his hand. He was like, "Abrar, come here. I have a letter from your dad. Come read it for us." Since he couldn't read his language. My cousins, my second cousins, everybody in this small room of about 15, 20 people. And he gave me this letter. He was trying to read it for us. And I had this letter, and I was so nervous, just like I am now. And he was like, "Just read us the letter for us." And I was like, I don't know if I can read and write. I can read this letter for you. And he said something that has been ingrained in my mind since my childhood, and every time I went through our classroom, I always thought about that sentence. And he said, "Start putting the letters and the words together, and everything else will fall in place." So I started reading the letter, and I could start putting the letters and the words as a third grader together, and I could read the letter, and the letter said that my dad would be visiting us soon, that he was doing fine, and I hope everybody was doing fine. And my grandpa was really proud of me for reading out that letter to them. And after that, in the room that I had my cousins, about 15, 20 people, almost everybody at least graduated from high school, which showed the impact that education can have. And for most of us, growing up in a different country, in a different environment, education, that was education for us. Putting the letters and the words together so everything falls in place. The ability to just simply read and write. Thank you.